Welcome back, everybody. We're going to keep going with this distributive property. So in this example, we are solving for x, and let's write this down. We have to be careful. So first step, -7 times x, don't forget the parentheses, minus 8 equals 91. Alright, and our first step before we do inverse operations is to distribute. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is distribute. And remember, that means multiply what's outside the parentheses by what's inside. So -7 is going to get multiplied by x, and -7 is also going to get multiplied by -8. Alright, now remember, equals comes down. Where does that leave us? When we simplify, -7 times x is -7x, and -7 times -8 is positive 56. Alright, now we have to use inverse operations. So again, at this point, when we have a variable with the coefficient and we're adding and subtracting a number, that's a two-step equation. We should know how to do this. So let's look at, this is going to be our first inverse operation, right? We're subtracting 56. This cancels, and we're left with -7x equals 91 minus 56. Well, I know 91 minus 50 is 41, and then minus 6 is going to be 35. Okay, and one more inverse operation. How are we going to deal with this -7 being multiplied by the x? We're going to divide. Oops, not by x. What are we going to divide by? -7. And we're also going to divide by -7 here. These cancel, so we're left with x equals, what's 35 divided by -7? That is -5. Okay, well, I know what you're thinking. Let's keep going. Let's see how deep the rabbit hole goes. So, trying to solve for x again. Let's copy the equation. -6 parentheses 7x minus 3 close parentheses equals -150. Alright, well, what do we have first? -6. We're gonna distribute, remember. Okay, and that means multiply what's outside by what's inside. So -6 times 7x is our first thing, and -6 times -3 is our second one. So -6 times -3. Okay, remember these come down, this comes down. Okay, let's simplify. What's -6 times 7x? 6 times 7 is 42. -6 times 7 is -42. -42x. Okay, and -6 times -3 is positive 18. Okay. Now, let me bring down this -150. Okay. Now, again, two-step equation. So we're going to subtract 18 from both sides. -18 minus 18. What's -150 minus 18? We're going to go even more negative. We're going to go -168. Okay. And then we have this cancel out, so we have negative 42x equals negative 168. And you're going to use inverse operations again. So divide by negative 42, divide by negative 42. What are we left with? X equals. Okay, now this one you are free to use a calculator for. Negative 168 divided by 42. That is going to be positive 4. Okay, you can check me on that one. 42 times 2 is 80. 4 times 2 is 168. Okay, so x equals 4. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I haven't had enough. So here's another one. We're going to solve for x. Copy the equation, so 5 times negative 5x plus 4 minus 4. This one's new. This one has a little trick to it. Minus 4 equals negative 134. Wow. Again, first step. Distribute. Because of these parentheses, so that means we're going to see what 5 times negative 5x is, and we're going to see what 5 times 4 is. 5, so I'm going to write that, 5 times negative 5x, 5 times 4. Okay, these guys, nothing happens to them. They're not at the party yet. Equals negative 134. What's 5 times negative 5x? That is negative 25x. What's 5 times 4? 20. Plus 20 minus 4. Okay. Well, what's our problem here? We can do multiple inverse operations, but you do need to take into account that this 20 and this negative 4 are like terms. So that ends up being 16. Okay. So we get negative 25x plus 16 equals negative 134. Okay. Now we have two inverse operations. One of them is to subtract 16. So we're going to subtract 16. And we get negative 25x equals negative 150. Okay, and what's our final inverse operation? Divide by negative 25. Divide by negative 25. So we keep our equals. These cancels. We have x equals negative 150 divided by negative 25. That is 6. And you can check it yourself. Alright, well, have a great one.